What is the most expensive price that you need to pay to grow your business? Hey everyone, it's John Cheplak coming to you at about 4:59 a.m. before I head to the airport from San Diego to Maui. Just got off from speaking at the Be Different conference for my friends Kyle Whissel and Dan Beer, and now I'm heading out to Maui to speak for Remax, the top 250 broker owners in the world, on Sunday at the PBS Catalyst event in Maui. And then from there, I'll head off to Houston, work with a 1,300 agent organization there. But here's what I want to talk to you about this morning is the most important price that you have to pay, okay, that many aren't willing to pay. And it's actually really, really cheap to grow your business. You see, today, the boundaries are limitless and marketing is free. You think about big media and there were these big barriers, with dollars that you had to spend, that you had to invest to get yourself out there on radio and TV, which certainly they still do cost money, and they are very, very important places to be in. If you look at some of the most elite performers in our industry, they are on radio and doing some TV. But I want to talk to you about the barriers that you're creating that are really just a big excuse, okay? I need to spend money. I don't have money to spend, and what can I do without money? I mean, listen, I got news for you. Everyone that's doing big things didn't have money to start out with. See, here's what I want you to think about. The number one most powerful, most impactful tool on the planet today is video. How much does it cost you to put your phone on selfie mode and hit that red button that scares the living daylights out of you? And do you know what? That those two exercises alone, putting your phone on selfie mode and actually pushing that red button, is the biggest barrier that's keeping you from growing your business. And I'll dispute it with anyone, period. Bring it. See, the price you have to pay is getting your pride out of the way. Let me say it again. The most expensive price you need to pay is getting your pride out of the way. See, what does it cost you to take your cell phone and put it in selfie mode and hit that red button? Nothing. What does it cost you to then take that video and post it on YouTube? Nothing. What does it cost you to take that video and put it on Instagram? Nothing. What does it cost you to take that video and put it on Facebook? It costs you nothing, but now I have to boost it. No, you don't actually have to boost it. You don't have to do anything. What you have to recognize is, you've got to have a message, okay? It's message to market match, okay? The basics, learning how to talk with people instead of talking at people or using outdated, recycled, horrible, cheesy scripts. I mean, certainly you've got to know how to talk to people. Work on learning how to talk with people, actually, because the first thing is talking, and then not talking to them, but talking with them. Then using this vehicle that is free. That is absolutely free, because here's what happens with that video. You've now got an asset. It's an asset that you can email, which is free. It's an asset that you can send in Messenger, which is free. It's an asset at any point in time in texting, in communication. You can send to someone depending on what the situation is, depending on what the circumstance is. See, but here's the other part that you got to think about too. If you're going to create video and you're going to put a message out there, keep it to two simple things: educate and inform. Educate and inform. Listen, you can't go wrong educating and inform. Here's number two, what you need to do: back off your calls to action. See, we are in the information age. Wait a minute, no, we're not. We're in the information overload age. I don't have to listen to your sales rap. I don't have to. I don't want to. Everyone wants to buy. No one wants to be sold. Yet, you know what's interesting? Everyone's working on their sales language. How about working on how do I talk with people like a normal human being? I mean, you can't deny the Harris polls. When they look at salespeople, they look at car salesmen, they look at real estate agents, okay? Not ranked as real respectable, because we talk at people with cheesy, outdated sales language. Here's what you got to do. You got to get sophisticated and you got to be consistent. Sophisticated meaning your message, having the right type of conversations with people that always, doesn't have the douchey call to action or buy from me, or do you know of anyone thinking of buying or selling? Here's what's happening. People are gravitating to, people are magnetized to the person that is obsessed with giving them value, the person that's obsessed with giving them information, the person that's obsessed with educating them. And see, here's the other part too. We hear this stuff about contribution and helping people. You're not contributing and you're not helping if you're sitting there like a robin in a bird nest, just waiting, give me a worm, give me something back. Let go of it, man. Just let go of it. I'm going to promise you this, in my own journey, in the thousands of hours, I'm approaching 3,000 hours of coaching calls, 3,000 coaching calls this year, 3,000. And if you're familiar with me, you might happen to know that the people I work with are the highest performers on the planet, including outside the real estate industry, pro athletes, okay? CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. When the shift happens, two things. I'm asked by a lot of folks, how come they're growing? How come they're scaling? Because they're not focused on the wrong target. They're focused on the human experience. They're focused on being in the moment creation business. They're focused on having it feel good instead of having the interaction have friction. See, the challenge is most of what you've been taught creates friction. The great thing is with the internet, think about yourself as a consumer. You know what? I can reach out to you and engage when I want to. And I can put the wall up when I want to. And if your language does not feel good to me, I'm done with you. I can move on. See, what happens is I'm going to go out, I'm going to gather information. I'm going to tell you something. Think about human nature. Ultimately, I'm going to gather all the information that I need, whatever it is that I'm buying, okay? Until I feel pretty comfortable and I get to that point of making a decision. And then you know what? I don't know. Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. I'm going to choose the person that I trust the most. I'm going to choose the person that I'm most comfortable with. See, I'm going to choose the person that has been building trust with me over time. I'm going to choose the person that has been living in contribution, not only in informing me in that area, or that specific thing that I want to buy, but maybe someone that I've seen putting video out, putting messaging out that contributes to the community, that functions based on the law of association, associating with what's going on in the community, like associating with what's going on with my life, okay? Someone that's relatable, right? See, that's the other thing. You've got to humanize yourself. And when you look at the statistical data around video, within 3 seconds, the impact of purchase intent within 3 seconds of someone consuming that video goes up 40%. 3 seconds. So think about that. We're in a 3-second world too. How you come out of the gates, the first things that you say are very, very important. And that comes into the crafting of your video too. So the key piece is, what is your message and what are you using to get the message in front of people? And the bottom line is the most expensive price you need to pay to grow your business is getting your pride out of the way. The most expensive price you need to pay in growing your business is getting your pride out of the way, okay? Worrying what someone thinks about you. I want you to do this. I want you to think about your children. I want you to think about your significant other. I want you to think about the things that you want to do in this world. Because this is the other thing that I'll see too. Success is going to come for you if success isn't there yet, okay? Or maybe you're sitting in success right now. And you know what? You're going to get there and it's like, okay, here I am. You've got to look at your identity. Your identity is going to dictate the process. So right now, by the way, as a side note, if the action steps that you're taking today, aren't getting you where you want to be, okay, or they don't feel good, go back and look at your identity, okay? I can tell you everything about anyone if I look at their process, the process and how they take care of themselves, the process and how they do their work, the process of is consistency and discipline a part of their life or is it not? That tells me about their identity, and that's that deep internal work. But let me take you to the next step to it. If you look at people, a lot of times high performers will come to me and I'm bored. I want it to be exciting. And they've done some just epic numbers. The people walk across stages, okay? And what happens then is then they move into that place of, okay, now I want to be a true contributor and impact more people. Well, here's what I'd say to you is this. If you operate a business where it is based on contribution, I'm not saying go out and build a hospital and feed 1 million people. I hope you can. I hope you can, okay? But I'm talking about right now contribution instead of I'm going to go sell something. No, you know what? I'm going to go contribute my knowledge. I'm going to go contribute the education, the information I have to people that don't have as much. You know, you look at the information services business, coaching and training, etc. online. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. People want information. People want information, okay? And so be the information portal. Don't be the call to action portal. You know, they used to say, well, people still say, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. Well, I got news for you. Today it does hurt to ask. Sometimes it does hurt to ask. But you know what I've learned? It's never hurt to help. It's never hurt to give. It's never hurt to contribute. And you know what? It's not my problem if I contribute more and I don't get back as much as I want. I got news for you. There's this interesting thing that happens psychologically within us when we contribute. You know, the number one thing I tell people that, okay, I want to grow my business. I want it to grow up, I want it to blow up, okay? I want to keep my consistency. You know what I tell them the trick is? You know, how do I keep it going? What do I need to do next? And I say, you know what? Go find someone struggling right now and help them. What? Go find someone who's struggling right now and help them. Well, what do you mean? Because there's a psychological thing that happens inside of us. See, when we get going in momentum and we've got, you know, great income, a bunch of sales, or, you know, whatever it is in our life, you know, relationships are good. We have this problem of amnesia, okay? There's this problem of amnesia. We forget the painful moment we were in. I got news for you. Everyone here that watches this video has had a painful moment. And the beauty of the painful moment is the painful moment was the contrast that we needed. The painful moment was that aha moment to slingshot me to take action that I wasn't taking, to do something different. Here's the problem though, when we get slingshotted up there, people ask me, how do you stay sober? You know, I think there's people that'll watch this too that have people with alcoholism and addiction, and it's a sad, horrible thing. And they watch people go in and out and struggle and die. And die. And you know what? Because someone's misled them and taught them, you know, the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield. Stop looking in the rear view mirror. Yeah, they get amnesia. They get amnesia. The rear view mirror holds all the training that I need. Okay? So what I want to tell you then is when you start growing a business, what you need to look at, and now you're at that growth place, because you can't work with elite performers and just, well, let's just chat and talk about how great things are. They want more. You know what they want more of? They want more of what's inside them. Now, here's the really neat thing. If you start your business by giving more to people, when you get to that point, you're just going to keep going. You know, some people have grown a business. I'm not saying everyone. They've grown a business that's based on strategies and tactics and making money. Then they get there and it's empty. How do they keep going? You got to go within, okay? You got to contribute, because here's what happens. When I am in that place and I'm in momentum and I'm on that high and I don't want to have amnesia take over, you know, forgetting that place of pain that I was in, forgetting that place of struggle I was in personally or professionally, you know what I need to do? I need to go help someone, because if I help someone, here's what it does unconsciously. It gives me confidence. And you know what it will do too? Watching someone smile, hearing about someone's transformation, seeing a shift, hearing that someone complimented what you did to help them. Man, I'm going to tell you something. We're in a hormone game. That's all we're doing. We're in a hormone release game within ourselves, okay? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. It's releasing those things within us. That's what makes us feel good. We have happiness drugs going on. You didn't do something. You did something that caused a release within you, okay, of a hormone that makes you feel a certain way. And when it's not being released within you, okay, you feel low. And so when you go and you help someone, when you're doing really, really well, your confidence is going to build. You're going to get that feedback, and you're going to watch, hear, and see. And is everyone going to be successfully helped? No. But you know what? That's where you can't look for validation. You know, that validation For me, and I hope for all of you, and by no means perfect, that validation comes from within when I say, you know something, did I give something to someone to help them that was generously giving to me before? Now, some of you may say, well, I went out and got the education and I went out and got the training. No, here's the gig. I mean, that's just expected. What someone did before me, many people did before me, is they have taken what was generously shared with them. They may have invested in it, but someone took the time to say, you know what, this information is valuable. This can help other people. And if they make a profit for it, good. They should. And I hope they make a shit ton of money, okay? But then that person shared it with me. Well, then I get to go out and be a vessel and pass that on, okay? Here's the piece. You can experience all these great things in life because really what it's all about for the people in the real estate business, real estate isn't who you are. It's what you do to experience who you are at the highest level. I'm a real estate rock star. No, you're not, man. Man, a rock star is the person that's doing their best to help out their daughter, their best to help out their friends, their best to help another business owner to, get over a hump, share something that they've learned, share where they had a massive breakthrough. That's a fucking rock star, okay? So, but to be a rock star, here's what you got to do. You got to get your pride out of the way. No one cares about the wrinkles on your forehead. No one cares about, your roots showing in your hair. No one cares, okay? They're worried about what you think. Are you going to actually not pay the least expensive price that's holding you back from everything you want to do for you and your family, your pride and ego? That's the price you have to pay. You have to get your pride and ego out of the way. And I'm going to tell you something. What's on the other side of fear? What's on the other side of getting your pride and ego out of the way is beyond your wildest dreams. Remember this. Today, the boundaries are limitless and marketing is next to free. The boundaries are limitless and marketing is next to free. Create a video. It's now an asset. Move it across all the different platforms. Use it as a future asset. See, here's the neat thing. If it's educational within your area of expertise or what you do, it's now an asset forever. You're going to have a conversation with someone in a specific part of the process of buying, in a specific part of the process of selling, in a specific part of the process where they want some market information, some historic information. You have created and built this library of assets that you can use at any time. And, I don't know, here's the final piece. 55% of all impact of communication is body language. And I'm going to tell you something. If you don't do video consistently, your ass is going to get smoked. How much body language is there in an email? How much body language is there in a text? How much body language is there in a phone call? That would be zero. Yet 55% of the impact of communication is body language. I'm going to show up with my video. The people that I work with that are committed are going to show up with their video. And they're going to win. And they're going to smoke your ass. And I say it in a way of love because sometimes, you need to hit people between the eyes. Are you going to see all this stuff? It's a bad lead. It's a bad lead. So you called them, emailed, text them, and you sent a video, right? I mean, right there, I've eliminated 99% of all agents. Okay? You're going to get smoked. Or what you're going to do is if you pay the price of getting your pride and ego out of the way, you're going to do really well. You're going to impact a lot of people. You're going to impact your family. And then what you get to do is you get to go out to people with a message like this and hopefully impact them so that they take the action that you took to change your life. Aloha. I am off to Hawaii for the privilege and with great gratitude to speak for the top 250 broker owners of RE/MAX worldwide this Sunday. And again, I want to say a big thank you to Dan Beer and Kyle Whistle for A, the great event that they put on, and B, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm real committed to it, and have a lot of pride in the work that I do. But every time that I get to go out and speak for someone, it's an absolute privilege. It's a privilege that people trust in me. So, go out there and share and educate and inform so that you can build trust in the market, so that you can go back to your significant other, so you can go back to your children, so you can go to your friends and you can be a contributor to them. Peace.